Let's go ahead and open this and work on step number 2, and that's creating a home page. I am going to click on Pages. You'll notice right now that there's an eyeball there with a slash through it. That means that students cannot see what is in this Pages tab. I'm going to go ahead and click on it, and we're going to create a page. And I'm going to click the plus page up in the upper right-hand corner, and let's go ahead and call this page Home. The first thing that I want to do is to add a banner. Now, I already created a banner, and I created one using Canva, which is a really great free design tool, and you can get a free version of it with all the bells and whistles for educators. Take a look at the link down in my description below. I already created mine, so I'm going to go ahead and insert an image. You can do that by clicking on the Insert menu and then choose Image, or you can click on the Insert icon, the image icon. I really like using these icons. So if I click on my icon here, not the down arrow, if I click on just the icon, it automatically takes me to a way to upload an image that's on my computer. I'm going to click on Upload Image, and I want this Welcome to Calculus 2 banner that I created. I'm going to click on Open. If I scroll down, it gives me an alt text attribute. This is a great way to make your course accessible to students who are using a screen reader, or for a student who just doesn't have a very good internet connection and the image doesn't load. So I'm just going to say banner that reads, welcome to Calculus 2. So, Professor Angie Redman. And then I click on Submit. This is showing up. It is left justified right now. So I'm going to click on it. And then up here, I'm going to use the Align tool and make that one centered. Now, you might not have a cool image like I do, or want to take the time to create one in Canva. So let's just grab a welcome image off of the web. So I'm going to go to my browser, and I'm just going to click on Welcome Images. I'm going to do an image search. So I'm going to narrow that down to images. And then I'm going to choose a welcome image that doesn't have a watermark on it, like this one right here. To choose this one, you can right click and click copy. But if you've got a touchpad instead of a mouse, you can also tap with 2 fingers. So I'm going to go ahead and right click. And then I'm going to, let's do copy image, and then back to my page, and I'm just going to Control V to paste, Control V to paste. Give it just a second, and it pops up there. Notice again, it's left justified, so I'm going to go ahead and center this guy. And I didn't type in any alt text. So if I click on image options here, I can go ahead and change the alt text. Welcome sign pictures. This is what a screen reader would read. Or if the image didn't load because of a student's slow internet speed, this is what it would say. So maybe instead, we just want to say welcome sign. I can get rid of the rest of that. And then I can go ahead and click done. You can make this smaller by grabbing one of the corners, get that cursor, and then you can make this smaller. You can do the same thing with this banner. So lots of different options here to make this look nice without a ton of work. Next, I want to add some navigation buttons. A really nice way to organize the navigation buttons is to add a table. I use table for a lot of different layout designs. So I'm going to Insert and Insert Table, and I'm going to add 3 buttons, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to choose 3 different cells there. Let's go ahead and grab a button. I use Da Button Factory. This is a really free, easy way to make buttons. You can also use images that you've created in Canva or something like this, but this one is super easy. So I've got one here that's called Class Materials. Let's actually create one that's called Getting Started. I want to take students to where I want them to start. So if I go ahead and change this to Getting Started, you can change the color if you want. You can change the shape of it. That looks good to me. I'm going to go ahead and click Download. So I've got it now downloaded, and it will show up in my recent documents as well. So back to my course. I'm in that very first cell, so I've got my cursor in there, and I want to insert an image again. So I'm going to click on my image icon to insert, and I want to insert one from my computer, so upload image, and it's this button getting started right here, and I click open. Now again, if a student is doing this with a screen reader, I just want to call it getting started button. Submit. You can change the size of this button if you want to. We're going to mess with alignment here in a minute, but feel free to grab that and change the size if you want. Now I already created my other two buttons. So let me go ahead and grab those. I'm going to do insert, upload image. I also have one for class materials. I'm going to grab that one. Class materials button. And I have one for, contact Angie. So there's that one. And then last but not least, contact Angie. There it is, open, contact Angie. I made all of these in that DOB button, free button tool, contact Angie. So now I've got my table in there, but I've got some formatting to do. I want those buttons to be centered, and I want the table itself to be centered. Really easy to do both of those. So if I go ahead and highlight each of these cells, I can use the alignment tool way up here at the top, and I'm going to choose center. So that centers each of those individually. While I've got that table selected, I'm going to go up to the table menu and do table properties. And I want alignment center. So that's going to center the table in the page. I also want to change that border width to 0. I don't want the border to show. I just want it there so it aligns those buttons nicely. Let me go ahead and hit save and see what this looks like. And I think that's exactly what I want. Next, I want to show you how to embed a video. A really, really good way to introduce your course and yourself to your students is through a welcome video. I created a welcome video in screencastify, which is a really great, easy to use program. I've got one though in YouTube. So I've got this one in YouTube. You can do this with any YouTube video, actually. I'm just going to click the share button and then embed. And I'm going to copy this embedded code. What this is going to do is not just put a link on this page, but it's going to put the playable video on that page. Let's go back to our home page. I'm already right where I want to be, and I want to insert embed. It gives me a nice cell to copy this into. So I'm going to Control V to paste that, and then I click submit. Up pops my video, which is playable right from here. If you're using screencastify or something like it, you don't have to upload it to YouTube first. You can actually get the embedded code right from screencastify. So if I'm in screencastify, let me just go up here so you can see how I get there. I'm going to go to my video, and then over here on the right hand side, I'm going to click on export video. I'm going to scroll down, and then here's get embedded code. If it doesn't show up, do add more options. I'm going to get that embedded code, kind of similar to what we saw on YouTube. So I'm going to copy that embedded code and then back to my home page, and I will click on, give myself a little more room here, and then let's go ahead and paste that in there. Actually, I want it after this guy. There we go. So I'm just going to Control V. Oh, not Control V. I'm going to insert this embedded code. I do that all the time. Okay, so insert, embed. Now I can Control V with that embedded code. And I get that video embedded right from screencastify. It doesn't look quite as nice as the YouTube one, which is why I do mine through YouTube, but either one works great. So many options of things that you can do. One of the things I haven't done is to just type in some text. So I can also type in some text as well. So be sure to watch this video before you dive into the course materials. And you can change the font on this. So rich text editor, I've got everything that I need up on top here, just as if you were in Google Docs or Word or something like that. I can format this guy, and I can do all different sorts of things here. So if I increase my font size right over here, I can make this like 24. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what this guy looks like. I'm going to click save. And I've got this really nice home page. If I click on home, however, it still takes me to that module page. So there's another step that you need to do, and that's to establish this as the home page. It's a two-step process. So I'm going to go to Pages, and I'm going to click the three dots next to my home page here, and I'm going to choose Use as Front Page. So now I've made it front pageable. Now I go to Home. It still doesn't show up because this is the second step. So now the second step is to choose homepage. So I'm going to choose the homepage, and I'm going to choose Pages Front Page. Hit save. Okay, now I've got this as my home page. So when a student goes from their dashboard into the class, it takes them right to this really friendly homepage. The next thing we need to do is to build a couple of pages so students have somewhere to go. To do that, I'm going to go into modules, and we're going to build a getting started module. So I'm going to click on modules. I'm going to add a module. I've got my modules broken down into the getting started module and then a module for each week's worth of material. So I'm going to call this getting started. Remember what we added to, let me click add module. Remember what we added to that home screen. So on our home screen, I've got it here. We've got getting started. So I'm going to take students right to this module. Contact Angie. So let's create a page for contact information. Then we'll create another page for class materials. So back into my modules. Oh, actually back into this other class. There we are. Okay, so getting started. If you click this plus button over here, this is how you're going to add content to your modules. We want to add a page. I'm going to create page, and that page is going to be called Contact Me or Contact Angie, doesn't matter. I like to indent it, or you don't have to, so you can play around with this. So I'll indent one level. And then here you can just put all of your contact information. Click edit. I'm not going to do this, but this is just like a Word document now. You can type as much as you want. You know that you can grab an image, so a great place to put a photo of yourself, and you can go ahead and add some things to this page. So I'm going to go ahead and click Save and Publish, even though it's blank. So I've got the Contact Me page. Go back into Modules. So I'm going to click on Modules again. I'm going to click the plus sign, and I am going to add another page. So page, create page, and this one is class materials. Class materials, I'm going to indent this one time as well. And again, you can open this and you can go ahead and put in everything the students need for the class, show a photo of the book or whatever you want to do. Let's go ahead and hit publish on this one. I want to add one more thing to this. Let me go back to modules. Notice I'm going over here to my navigation instead of up here to the breadcrumb. It's because it goes class materials, pages, and then this is the home page. So I really do want to go to modules. So down to modules. And I'm going to add something else to that module, and I want to add a document. I'm going to add my syllabus. So I'm going to click the down arrow, and I'm going to choose File, and I'm going to create a file, choose a file. This is going to come right off of my, there it is. So I'm going to choose this file, and I'm going to open it there. So that was a PDF that I saved. And then folder, dent. Okay, that sounds good. I do want to indent it. Let's indent one level, add item. Now it gives all of this information here. I really just want to call it syllabus. So I'm going to edit here. And then I'm going to get rid of all of this extra stuff and just call it syllabus. So we've got our first module created. The only thing I want to change though is that guy. I want to make sure that this is published so that students see this. Now we can go back to that home page and link our buttons to these pages. I'm going to edit. So I clicked on home and then edit. I am going to select each of these. So I'm going to click, drag, and select it. And I'm going to click on my link here. So I want to do a course link. So instead of clicking on the icon, I'm going to click the down arrow and I'm going to choose course link. Getting started, this takes me to the modules. So I'm actually going to get there through modules. And I want it to go to the getting started module. Okay, so I've got that one selected. And then class materials. Let me X here. You could leave that open, but I'm going to exit. So I'm going to select course materials, arrow down by the link, course links. This one's going to link me to a page, and the page is class materials. Okay, and let me go to my last button, and then my last button is contact Angie. Arrow down, course links, and then contact me. Okay, so don't forget to hit save. So now we've got 3 active buttons on this home page, and we have built a module as well. So I can click on that getting started, and it takes me exactly where I want the students to go. Last but not least, we really wanted some announcements to show up on that home page, on that landing page. In order to do that, I'm going to go down into settings. And I am going to scroll down to more options and show recent announcements on the course homepage. I am going to select that one and I am going to choose 2. That way, every time a student enters the class, they will see the last 2 announcements that I have posted. Let me go ahead and update course details. And when I'm ready, which I'm not, I'm going to go ahead and click the publish button. Do take a look at my other videos. Thanks for hanging in here with me. You are off to a really great start already with your Canvas course. Any questions that you have for me, go ahead and post those down below. Thank you so much for watching.